Yo, what is up guys? Chaser Revelo, and in this video we're going to be breaking down point play from Kei Nishikori versus Casper Ruud. Let's get straight into it. So notice how when Kei Nishikori gets pulled out wide here on his backhand, notice. He hits one backhand cross. Casper Ruud goes inside out. He hits a good ball. Casper puts him on the run. Nishikori stays disciplined and he goes back cross court, which if he didn't do that, if he bailed out, maybe going middle or down the line, Casper Ruud would have gone forehand cross, boom, and hit a winner. But because he stayed disciplined and went back cross court, playing with more angle, then he got an opportunity here. He got a short ball, which then allowed him to step up, take time away, and rip line for a winner. Very good. Look at how Casper Ruud is setting his racket, okay? He's setting his racket with the edge of his racket facing forward like this. The strings are facing the side fence to the left, okay? And his racket head here is above his wrist. Those are checkpoints that you can check to see on your backhand to see if you hit them and hit them consistently. His right shoulder blade is facing directly forward. So you can hit your backhand however you want, but if you're looking at, look, how can I optimize my backhand? Just ask yourself, do I hit these checkpoints? Does the edge of my racket face forward? Is the tip of the racket above my wrist? Is my right elbow either fully straight or almost straight? And do I turn enough that my right shoulder blade actually is facing forward? If your backhand doesn't feel great, if you're trying to optimize it, look at these specific factors and try it out. See how it works for you. I want you to look at how Casper Ruud prepares on the forehand here. He notices the ball's coming to his forehand. First thing he does, he gets his left hand, puts it on the throat of the racket. Let's see what he does next. The ball bounces. Let's go back again. Okay, hits the backhand. Now, look at the timing here. Kei Nishikori hits the ball. He hits the ball. It's coming. Casper Ruud is turning. Okay, he's turning his shoulders. He's keeping the left hand attached to the racket. Okay, until the ball bounces. Critical step there. Most players, they don't do that. They just turn on their forehand, they let go, and they're swinging the racket around, waving it around like they're a cowboy in Texas. It's very simple, actually. But most players think it's good enough. I've been doing this for a bunch of years. It works okay. Yeah, it works okay. Don't you want it to work great? Don't you want to optimize your technique? Right? So notice also with his left hand, he's actually having it face the back fence. So if he were to open his palm, you would actually see it going to the back fence here with his left hand. Okay, these are just very minute checkpoints that can help you create a repeatable stroke. Okay, but notice he lets go of the racket right when the ball bounces. And when he lets go of the racket, notice how his left arm becomes parallel with the baseline. The reason why that's important is very simple. It's going to maintain your unit turn and your shoulder turn. So it's good to get the shoulders turned, get the shoulder blade set with the left shoulder blade facing forward. But if you let go of the racket too early, or you're not even holding the racket at the beginning, what's going to happen is you're going to undo your turn too early. Oh, fuck. and I spilled my entire water, but that's okay. And what's going to happen is you're going to undo your turn, and that's going to disconnect your shoulders, and you're going to be opening up too soon, and you're going to feel like the timing is shit. But let's continue. Okay, so let's take a look at Casper Ruud's decision to go down the line on this forehand on the run. I believe this was a great idea, and I'll break down why, even though he misses it. So look, he misses the ball in the net, okay? That's an execution error. Sure, he executed the ball, not great. But let's talk about the strategy and the decision making. And was that a good decision? So I argue that was a great decision, because let's look at the alternative. When you're analyzing something, you have to look at what are the options, right? So let's see if he went cross court, what would happen? Let's see what would happen if he went cross court. Let's see what would happen if he goes cross court here. He's going to be way outside the court. Nishikori's already here. So if he goes cross court, even if he makes it, even if he hits a great ball, all Kei has to do is place it to the other side, and he's already at a disadvantage. So let's say this was a very low-level tournament. He's a beginner. He's, playing some junior tournaments at a lower level, maybe 12s, 14s, something like that. Well, maybe it'd be better to go cross, because the players won't be good enough to do damage on that down-the-line ball, to put it to the other side. However, at this level, you can basically guarantee if you don't hit a good ball cross, even if he does hit a good shot cross, Nishikori's good enough to do damage to this other side. So it's worth it to pull the trigger, take risk, because if you make this shot here, you're going to win the point. It's a little harder to execute, but that's actually the highest % chance that you have at this level to win the point. Okay? So the higher level you get, you have to start analyzing risk a little bit differently and start taking a little bit more calculated risk. And this is just one simple example of how to do that. So although he missed it, it was actually a good decision from him to go down the line here. So sometimes you can win a point doing the wrong thing, and sometimes you can lose a point doing the right thing strategically. Okay. Okay. This was also a good decision to go line. It's more of an execution error there. Let's see what he could have done better. So here he gets a really short ball. These balls are actually pretty tough because it was really, really short and it's staying low. So Casper here, his issue was he angled the ball too much. He got on the outside of the ball too much. But his decision to go down the line there is a good decision because he can either go down the line or cross. And there's no chance he's going to hit a winner cross court because Nishikori's way over there in that corner. Nishikori's basically assuming he's going to hit cross. So it makes sense why he went down the line, because in general, you want to go down the line on approach shots unless it's abundantly clear that you can go cross court. Okay? So he went to the right target, but he just simply didn't execute it there. So oftentimes when you're going to get a really low ball like that and you're not going to get a benefit from hitting a forehand in terms of like angle inside because of where he's positioned, it might have actually been a good option to just hit a backhand and go backhand down the line, because he did a lot of footwork going around it inside out, but maybe it was a better option to just hit a backhand there and go down the line. Okay? But these are very kind of nuanced points. But his decision to go line was good. It's just more about should you have hit a forehand or a backhand. Notice what Nishikori does here. He gets an overhead. He gets an overhead. Look at what his opponent's doing. Hold up, let's watch this again. I want to watch this in full speed. Yeah, that's good. So what you can take away here is you want to, when you get an easy ball like that, okay, especially at a higher level, you want to wait until your opponent guesses and picks a side, and then just place the ball to the other side. Okay? At the highest level, if you're playing against someone who can move really fast, and maybe they got to a few of those balls where, you know, you felt like you could put it away, but they still got there. Okay? That's what you can implement is wait, or wait in the overhead position, and then pull the trigger. Okay? So the name of the game there is how can I delay my pulling the trigger until my opponent picks a side. And if they're just flat-footed, not picking a side, then you can just commit to one and go for it. Just go to the open court, like Nishikori did there, because his opponent wasn't really moving or committing to a side. Notice wide split step. He does a little step to pop into the open stance where he loads on his left leg. Notice how he transfers his weight onto his left leg more. Pushes off the left leg, makes contact. 1, pushes off the left. 2, makes contact. And 3, right foot touches down. Apply this to your own return. Apply it to your own return. You can see the pros doing it. You can see him doing it. He also keeps his left hand on the racket until the ball bounces. That was a good ball. Notice how Nishikori shortens his take back and really blocks the return here. Let's take a look. Well, very wide split step. Look at the wide base he has. Pushes off the left. He basically stops the racket at contact on the backhand return. So when you're blocking it, if you're looking for a way to block the return better, stop the racket at contact. Look at how open Casper Ruud's chest angle is here, going up on the kick serve. He breaks the sideline within the service box. He hits that checkpoint. And Nishikori's returning it way outside the court. I'm going to break down for you a specific volley correction, okay, that I apply with a lot of my students, which is on the volley, bringing in your left arm as your right arm goes through. So bring your left arm in, boom, as the right arm goes through, okay? And I want to show you how Nishikori is actually applying this in his points, in an actual point situation. So this helps you stay more connected, and it helps you get a little bit more pop on the forehand volley. So let's take a look at him doing it. So he hits a good approach shot. He's coming in. He gets a shorter ball, rather a floating ball, not a shorter ball, a floating ball. And he has to create pace here. So he gets a little bit more sideways, and he actually turns a little bit more sideways, and then boom, 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 boom. Look, you see how his left arm is actually crossing over the right. You can apply that for your own forehand volley as well. Let's see what Nishikori could have done here. The first thing I'm going to check for if I see my student mess up like this on the first ball is I'm going to see, did they do the footwork or did they not do the adjustment steps? Let's see. Maybe he did it. Let's check. Take a look. He hits. He split steps. He just pops out to the open stance and then misses the shot. So at this level, he can totally execute that. Maybe he can get a little bit lower, but if you're watching this and you're trying to figure out what can I learn from this, if you do this mistake, next time, try to do 1 or 2 more adjustment steps. You get in a little bit better position. Maybe you get into a better stance, right? Maybe you can actually get a little bit lower because of that new stance. So the lesson there is take more adjustment steps. Here's a tip that you can apply on your kick serve return. So when you're returning a kick serve, because there's a lot of spin, and usually there can be a lot of angle if you're playing a good player, okay, going out to the side, it's really important that when you're returning, you're cutting the court on the backhand side if they're hitting a kick serve to your backhand, and you're taking the ball early. So the ball doesn't have the ability to go up all the way above your strike zone. So you'll see a lot of times the best players take the ball early and will cut diagonally to meet the ball before it rises up above their strike zone. Okay, let's take a look at Nishikori. The ball rises up, he moves in a little bit, and you can see he pushes off the left. Look at where he's starting. He split steps at the baseline, and then he takes a little adjustment step, getting a little bit closer, loads on the left, pushes off, lands on the right afterwards. Very important. A lot of coaches talk about maybe landing on the right, pushing off the left, but they don't talk about the timing aspect of you should push off the left, make contact almost immediately after that, and then the right foot touches down. Wow. Here's one tip that you can learn from Kei Nishikori on the drop shot. So most people, they learn the drop shot, and all they do is they simply try to get on the back of the ball, get the ball to land short, and bounce a few times in the service box, which is good. That's really good to learn how to hit a drop shot. Once you get to the next level and you can do that well, you want to learn how to get on the inside of the ball when you hit a drop shot so that the ball can actually land and then travel away from your opponent. This is a tip that when I was actually in high school, I watched a tennis coach called Jeff Salzenstein, and I learned this tip from him actually. And very valuable tip. Just watched his free content and learned a ton. So it's something that you can also see Nishikori applying right here. And he did it. So even if that guy runs for the ball and gets close, he now has to cover a lot more distance. So that's why that's really impactful, because it's going to bounce and travel away from the opponent on the drop shot. What Nishikori did there, the reason why he had success there was because the ball came back really quick, so that guy didn't have enough time to prepare for the next shot. Let's see where Casper Ruud is going to go. So he should go inside out this way if he thinks he can hit a winner. If not, he should go this way down the line. Let's see what he does. Oh, wow. I like that. That was good. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you have an amazing day. Take care.